Boys varsity basketball action for you. I'm at Mill River Union High School where the Minutemen will be taking on Burr Burton. And it's going to be seniors night. There's 3 seniors on the Mill River playing roster plus the cheerleaders that are seniors, and they'll be acknowledging the players and the cheerleaders and the parents. So that will be the start to tonight's festivities before we have the basketball game.
Tonight it is with much pride and thanks that we honor our fine senior athletes. We thank you seniors for your outstanding sportsmanship and for your love of the game. You have given us many memories, and we are proud that you are and will always be Mill River Minutemen. Above all, we honor and congratulate you for your outstanding representation of yourselves, your families, and our Mill River community. When I call your name, I would like the parents here, right here, would the cheerleaders come over in front of the basketball team, please? Thomas Fricker and Coach Jen Martin. Captain Samantha McGinnis and her mother, Debbie McGinnis. Captain Jillian Renner and her mother, Rhonda Lee. Kayla Blanchard and her mother, Susie Blanchard. Captain Kayla Moody and her parents, Tina Hicks and Ed Moody. Amanda Gates and her mother, Laura Gates. Francisco Castello and his mother, Anna. Captain Kristen Perry and her parents, Debbie and Lee Perry. Now for the basketball team, number 10, Captain Tyler Jaworski and his parents, Debbie and Alex Jaworski. Number 33, James Taggart and his parents, Suzanne and Jim Taggart. Number 13, Captain Scott Cole and his parents, Janet and Randy Cole. Thank you very much, seniors and parents. At Wall, senior number 13, Ed
paper, the game is a complete mismatch. Burr Burton, one of the top teams in the state. Mill River, one of the young and upcoming teams that are experiencing growing pains, and it's going to be a double tip. They're going to re-jump. So on Seniors Day, I'd like to congratulate all the seniors, not only for Mill River, who were introduced, but also for Burr Burton, who were on the court. And Alan White will jump up against Doug Anton, and the ball will be controlled this time by the Bulldogs. And again, they have some tremendous height, great guard play, and they play together as a unit, and they are smooth and fluid. And there's going to be a basket off the baseline by Cowan, and it'll be 2-0. Bulldogs in the green, Mill River Varsity in the white. And that's one of the seniors and captains. Jaworski with the basketball, and he's able to get it up to Taggart. And Taggart, also a senior, and he's able to work it up between circles, finds Jaworski. And of course, a lot of keys, very obvious things. Don't fall behind by, 2 miles early and you're out of the game. And watch your turnovers and stay out of foul trouble, and they'll be all into the basketball game tonight. And that's going to be number 11 with the basketball, Dylan Baker. And somebody said it was his birthday today, so happy birthday to Dylan Baker. There's the ball, and there's the ball fake. Gets to the free throw line. They'll take it back out, and then work the ball downside to Anton. He'll spin, and was looking for Cowan. It will be chased down and saved by Thulander, and he'll come back to Cowan. There's the ball fake, and let's White go by him. Ball tipped around. It should be green basketball. As Taggart got a piece of it, it goes out of bounds. 6:55 going the first quarter. 2-0. Burr Burton with the lead. Now, it wasn't only 2 years ago that Burr Burton was in this position where they were the young team playing the Kyle Fredette-led Mill River squad, and it was a mismatch then, but now they've matured, they've grown, and they've become an excellent team, and it's Mill River that's got the young pups that are trying to get the years under their belts. And that's going to be a foul on Alan White as he got the foul called on him. That'll be the first foul of the game, so obviously White's first foul, and that will send Cowan to the line, and he's up with the shot, and good. Again, it's a very deep Burr Burton team off the bench, and the 5 starters, 5 of the best in the state out there right now. And you'll get them both, making it 4-0. And Scott Cole will take the ball out of bounds. He'll bring it in Jaworski. There'll be no press in the backcourt at this point in the ball game by Burr Burton. And Jaworski being guarded right there very tightly by number 13, Sire. White to Biscay, and Austin Biscay being guarded by Anton. Wants to drive, had the ball almost slapped away from him, and boy, that's just a hot potato, and they'll be comebacking to Biscay. He'll step inside, and Austin Biscay will get the shot to drop. And I'll tell you right now, Anton got accidentally poked in the eye, and that's what the timeout's for. It's an official's timeout, as Anton was poked in the eye on the play, and he'll be allowed to come out of the basketball game, and hopefully they'll be all right. They'll check him out there on the bench, but that will warrant a sub coming into the contest. There's going to be number 25 coming in the game, Kevin Cassidy. And Anton appears to be okay, but it's a good precautionary move to take him out and take a look at him. And this will be number 11 bringing the basketball up. That's going to be Sire with the basketball, number 13. And you can see Cowan faking, moving, gives it back to Sire, and he wants to dump over the top. Free throw line, Cowan won't get the shot. Biscay tips the ball out. Alan White has it with a 2-on-2. He'll go up, tough angle, get it. We're tied at 4, and Alan White. One of the problems Alan White has had this year is that he just can't stay in the ball game long enough. He'll get in foul trouble, and that really hurts Mill River, because when he's on the floor, he's extremely athletic, extremely explosive offensively, and can block a lot of shots defensively, but he just gets in that foul trouble. We're going to kick the ball back outside. Thulander steps inside the arc, goes baseline. There's the catch, the move, and with a foul and 2 shots coming up. As Burr Burton able to get the ball down inside. And of course, that's the man that just came in. That's Cassidy, Kevin Cassidy, 25. That was fouled going to the line. So off the bench and in the game and making an impact immediately is Cassidy. And in a 4-4 game with 5:36 to go. See, it's going to be Alan White's second foul already of the ball game, and that will bring in Mitchell Blair. And Mitchell Blair is a very good player, but he just lacks some of the qualities that White does, which is his ability. He has a much better jumping ability, and he is also a little bit quicker. Mitchell Blair will tell you that he's by far a much more physical, grinded out player, but there's Alan White back in foul trouble, and he'll sit down with the score 6-4, Burr Burton. And Sire will pick up Jaworski. just over the midcourt stripe, and then Jaworski had the dribble killed, got bailed out by the tip of the ball, and was able to start the dribble again, and he'll get inside the free throw line, and that's Jaworski's shot. He likes to shoot on the run. He'll make it 6-6, 5:19 to go, first quarter action. Varsity action right now, as Thulander will have the ball. He'll go down in the corner to Dylan Baker, and Thulander, he's thought about putting a three up. Sire will put up a free throw shot. Off the glass, no good. Ball will come all the way out, and it's going to be taken over by Scott Cole. Cole over the top, there's the catch, and there's the shot by Taggart. Taggart getting the start tonight on seniors night will make the basket, and Mill River will have their first lead of the game at 8-6. Dylan Baker with the basketball, and he'll wait for the trailer on the play, which that's Dylan Baker. I apologize. It was Sire had the ball. There's Cowan moving without the ball in. Yeah, it won't go, but he's going to put it up and in. Boy, he is a big guy, and just by staying straight up with his arms, he's going to get a lot of rebounds over a much shorter Mill River squad. That's why they've got to be able to kind of use their lower body, Mill River, and kind of bump the Burr Burton players out further from the paint. And that's going to be off from Scott Cole's hands out of bounds, and in an 8-8 game, Anton will come back in, number 32, along with John Housley for the Bulldogs. So they'll make a couple of changes out there. And this will be brought up by Baker. He'll come off to Thulander, and Thulander wants to go down inside to Anton, and they play a little front and back defense, and Cowan. No, look at the arm reach. The fans hollering for a foul for Mill River, but there was no push from behind. That's just a longer-armed man getting the rebounds. Look at Anton, kept it alive. He'll come down to Scott Cole. Cole with the basketball, tied at 8. Up ahead to Mitch Blair, faked up and left it short. Goes in, slaps the ball free. Anton will get it, throw the top of the defense, bring it down to Baker. Baker will bring it up, cross the timeline, set shot up between circles, snap the ball up to the elbow on the left side. Thulander wanted to go free throw line, looked at the open man, and Cowsley will get it. That's just great moving of the ball, choreographed very well. 10-8, Burr Burton retakes the lead. And nice job by Jaworski coming back for the ball, but also creating a passing lane so that his teammate could get him the ball. Austin Biscay fades, fires, no good. Rebound, 1 and out. It's going to come down to Baker. Baker will bring it up full throttle. Baker with a 2-on-1. And a finish. What a catch by Cowsley. And I'm not sure, but what I think the official saw was something debris-wise on the floor. And you can see Mr. Wallach grabbed, Mr. Wallach right on top of it, grabbing the broom and making sure everything gets picked up and stays safe on that court area for the players. And Pat Bonini coming in for Scott Cole for Mill River. He'll wear number 3, and it's 12-8 now. After the game, after the 8-6 lead by Mill River, Burr Burton has ran off 6 unanswered points to take a 12-8 lead. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, and this is going to be Mitch Blair with the basketball. He was looking for Taggart, and Taggart made a nice adjustment to make the catch on the ball. Bonini will come around top. Bonini likes to slash to the paint. He's a slasher, and there he goes in, up. There's the dish, and might have a travel. Yeah. Mitch Blair had the right idea, but there were just too many tall, green jerseyed men around him to get the ball off cleanly. And Anton will bring it in, and Dylan Baker, number 11, will bring the basketball up, and no pressure to the backcourt. And we could see that change as the night goes along. Up, and there's the baseline. Thulander can't get the finish. Thulander with the ball. He'll get the finish this time. Took a good bounce for Burr Burton, and they made it work for him as it goes 14-8. And Taggart now, James Taggart will bring the ball around. He was fouled 40 feet from the basket by Thulander. And then no damage done. That's going to be the first foul of the basketball game on Burr Burton, and it'll be the first foul, obviously, on Thulander. And you can see Jaworski looking and has to come off to Biscay, who just made the touch and brought it back to Jaworski. Jaworski being guarded by Cowsley rather tightly, and there's the running one-hander off the glass and in. And again, Jaworski is said, in his own words, he likes to shoot on the run, the intermediate shots, just like that. Anton, no. Long rebound, tip back out, going to foul. Yeah. That time there was contact, that's why the foul was called. That'll be the second foul of the ball game on Burr Burton, and it'll make it 14-10, and Mill River will have the basketball with 2:08 to go in the first quarter. And Thulander will come out of the ball game for Burr Burton, and they will bring Sire back in, number 13. Sire started the ball game, took a brief rest, and he's back in. And Taggart, who's gotten the distance here in the first quarter, will find Bonini with the pass. Bonini on the kick. Blair passed up the 3-ball. Taggart stepped in front of Jaworski, and Taggart sealed out. Just great defense. Quick hands by Sire. And they're going to have Jaworski take the ball out of bounds right in front of the bleacher section here at Mill River. And again, if you've never been here, it's bleachers on just one side. And that'll be Austin Biscay giving the ball off to Jaworski. And Ethan Biscay at the scores table getting set to check in for Mill River. And Jaworski, oh, who got their hand in on it? Baker got his hand on the ball, dislodged it. Townsley passed up the shot, will come back. And Anton will explode from the top of the key all the way in. That was an NBA move. He covered 16 feet in 2 strides. He is a big guy. 16-10 and another turnover. And that's what Mill River just really cannot afford against such a good club like Burr Burton. The lead at 6, and Burr Burton with the ball, and they go down inside the Cowan Falls. And Austin Biscay came up too high on the defensive position, and that allowed Cowan to just slide behind him, receive the pass, and get a good angle to take the shot. So Cowan, with 66 seconds to go, will be at the line in the first quarter, trying to increase that 6-point lead. It's 16-10 right now, and Burr Burton with the lead, and they do. They go to 17-10. And James Taggart will sit down, and Ethan Biscay will come in number 23 and take a spot on the floor. Nice touch by the big man from the free throw line, as Cowan will make them both, and the lead will go back to 8 at 18-10. And it's going to be Jaworski with the basketball, and Jaworski and Bonini, they'll run a little time up top on the sweep as they'll catch and move and screen, and Bonini will get it to Blair. He'll catch fire. No. And see, they got to have those shots. He was 8 feet from the bucket and just couldn't finish the deal off, and that's been happening a lot to a lot of different players on Mill River this year. And they're going to swing the ball all the way back up top, and you're going to see Townsley step inside the arc. Fire, got it. Now the white jersey over there rotated defensively, and it's a 10-point lead, the first double-digit lead of the basketball game, as it goes 20-10, and Jaworski will pull up, and no good. Anton with the rebound, 26 seconds to go. He'll give it to Baker. Baker now picked up by Jaworski. He'll go below the screen. He'll come up on his side to Townsley. Anton drives, penetrates, gets it, no good off the back of the rim. 14 seconds, and here comes Ethan Biscay. Bonini couldn't get the ball, was picked off up ahead, and Sire with the deal. Sealer right there. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and it was a strong finish to the first quarter. And Burr Burton will be up by 12, 22-10 over Mill River in varsity basketball action. Bonini in the back court along with Jaworski and Ethan Biscay. And that's Ethan Biscay who's got the basketball. Mill River down 12. They need to put together a 2 or 3 bucket run right here now to stay in the ball game. Burr Burton, the kind of club that has that killer instinct. They'll finish you off when they have the chance. They usually don't make the mistakes of letting you hang around. And there's the dunk. As Anton helped with the steal at midcourt, and then he'll get the slam to finish. And Jaworski will go to Biscay. 3-ball. Will he get the bounce? No. Hit the cable support that holds up the backboard. Now be considered out of bounds, and the ball will go over to Burr Burton. And he'll come in to Townsley. He'll bring it back, and Anton heard Baker call for the ball from behind, and nice press break, good patient press break. Sire up, and there's the ball. Anton caught and shot the offensive rebound all in one motion, and the lead goes to 16 now at 26-10, and going to carry the basketball. And this is what happens. You get behind a young team like Mill River, you get behind by a lot real early, and you start to panic. And Jordan Cole coming in the ball game, number 5 for Mill River. And I also saw Drew Polino, number 11, come in the basketball game. And Alan White back in there with the 2 fouls. I think you have to excuse me if I get the coughs, but I got a little under weather fighting. Oh, like everybody, a little bit of the cold or flu, and that's going to be Cowan with the bucket, and it's 28-10. Burr Burton on seniors night here at Mill River. And that's going to be Cott and Cole with the off-balance shot on the baseline. And it's going to be brought up and put into play by Towsley, number 24. Towsley to Sire, down inside to Cowan. And Anton will get a timeout, Mill River. So it goes to 30-10, the Bulldogs. Oh, and after a timeout, they'll turn the basketball over. The Minutemen called the timeout. They'll turn the ball over with 6:08 left to play, and the game right on the verge of being out of control already. Score-wise, it's been a very well-played game and very cleanly played and a very well-officiated game, but Catrati coming in the ball game, number 24 now for Mill River. They're down 20, 30-10 to Burr Burton. Had the senior ceremony at the start of the ball game that honored the senior cheerleaders and parents and players, and from that point on, it's been a Burr Burton night. As Anton will set up and miss the outside shot, and it's going to be a foul, push from behind on. Ooh, they called the foul on Polino. And that's going to be the first foul on Polino, and I believe only the fourth on the team. So it's a possession foul as Sire got it. On the inbound play, nobody covered Sire on the wing, and he just had time to square, set, fire, and swish the basketball. And Catrati will get it on the baseline, and they'll bring the ball back now. And Jaworski back to Polino, to the bucket, too strong. Rebound will come down to Allen White. Lost the handle on the spin, picked back up by Polino. To Cole, to Catrati, and they'll go back down inside. White fouled and going to the line. That time, that was a lot better crisp passing all the way around by Mill River. And now a comeback's got to start somewhere, but when you're down 22, not to the midway point of the second quarter, it's got to start now. So they need some free throws to drop. And Allen White will not accommodate that. As that ball, the old cliche, was halfway down and popped back out. And they're going to bring Thulander, 21, back in the basketball game, along with Eamon Campbell, number 14, and number 20, Chris Hart, coming in. These are all for Burr Burton. And then number 10 checking in also was Huckle, Justin Huckle. And that's going to be a miss on that second shot. The ball was rebounded by Anton, and he will go back to Huckle. And Huckle will have the basketball. Looks like he'll run the point now while he's in there. And again, Huckle being guarded by Catrati, number 24. Keeps the dribble alive, goes to the corner, drops the ball down in that inside position. You can see Anton with the ball, double team, goes over the top of it. Look on the Thulander, who was open. He wanted the ball quicker and got a push from behind. And I believe it's going to be Polino picking up the foul against Anton. It's going to be the 5th team foul, second on Polino. And we'll just have Huckle take the ball out of bounds on the baseline for Burr Burton. It's a possession foul. And they're going to have Austin Biscay and Scott Cole come back in for Mill River. And there'll be Polino and Jaworski sitting down for the Minutemen. Nowhere to go inside this time. They brought the ball back to the outside. And Anton to Huckle, to the bucket. Got it. Just a phenomenal field goal percentage right now by Burr Burton as they're hitting dunks, and now they're kicking the ball, hitting the three-point shots, and it's 35-10. Burr Burton. And Scott, Jordan Cole will go up and not get the second bounce to drop. It's 1 and out as Anton got the basketball off the Huckle. That's Catrati with the slight pressure in the back court. And about the only time way they stopped Anton tonight was right there when he killed the dribble early. They'll go to Thulander, and he'll square fire and be a little bit long and strong, and Jordan Cole will get the basketball. 25-point Bulls. It's a lead right now for Burr Burton. And Catrati behind the back with the penetration will go baseline. Allen White will turn and get it off the glass. That's working hard for a shot. He got it. And they let the trap develop, and it becomes a break up and Chris Hart with a big-time shot right there for Burr Burton. Pushes the lead back to 37-12. And Catrati looks for the trailer. It's picked up by Scott Cole and killed the dribble. Now he'll find Austin Biscay. Two-lander on him. It'll come to Catrati. He'll just pull the ball back out. And, whoa, I tell you, Anton. It's going to be the third foul on Alan White. And it's going to be 2 shots for Anton. Doug Anton, 32 out there, just having a phenomenal season for Burr Burton. Of course, they're last year's defending champions, Burr Burton, and they're looking pretty good this year, too. Anton taking his time with 3:20 to go, and he will cash it out. Become 38 to 25 now, and they're going to have Mitch Blair come in, and James Taggart coming in for Mill River, as Catrati and White will sit down. And Anton's shot will be good on both counts. And that'll allow Sub to come in. Look at number 25, Kevin Cassidy, will come in for Anton. Cassidy came in earlier for Anton when he got poked in the eye and sit out for a few minutes till he got his vision all cleared up. There's the turn in, the foul up top. It's going to be on number 20, Chris Hart. No shot yet. That's going to be only the 4th team foul. It'll be side out to Mill River, and it'll be James Taggart taking the ball out of bounds. And you can see right now they'll pressure the basketball with Campbell. With 14, it's a Scott Cole. Cole wants to drive on Hart. Nowhere to go. Goes down inside, turns, fires, and fouls. And Biscay, Austin Biscay, was fouled, and he'll be getting 2 shots for Mill River. 39-12 as Burr Burton, as good as their offense has looked, their defense has limited Mill River to just 12 points in a little over a quarter and a half. And that'll send Cowan back in the basketball game for Burr Burton, because that was Sulander's 2nd foul. And Sullander will sit down with those 2 fouls, and just 3:04 to go in the half. And Biscay, trying to save 1 and 2 here, will be up, and no. And that's a good box out by Cowan, and he'll find the outlet pass to Huckle, and he'll come up top to Hart. He'll just work the ball back around now. You can see Taggart go through the top of the screen, and Austin Biscay will get the foul, and that's going to be 1-1 now. That's the 7th foul on Mill River. Jan Biscay will pick up his 2nd personal foul, and those are the kind you kind of cringe at as a coach. That was a 40-foot foul, 40 feet away from the basket without anybody really in a threat position to score, and that'll send Huckle to the line. So Justin Huckle, number 10. Well, oh, I thought that's going to creep up and over, but it didn't. Biscay with the rebound will come off to Jordan Cole. And Cole, front court, between circles, wants to get the ball off to Taggart. Does. Taggart already with the basket tonight. We'll go to Scott Cole. He'll fade, fire, and not get it. And it's, again, one of the other problems is it's a 1-and-out deal tonight for Mill River, especially with Cowan and Anton when they're in together. Hart gets it out, and you can see Cassidy look and find Hart. And they'll bring it back, and Huckle now will just recycle the offense to Cassidy. He'll swing it on his side. He looked but didn't shoot. That was Campbell with the basketball. And here comes Cassidy on a drive, blocked out of bounds by Mitch Blair. And they'll have Huckle take the ball out of bounds on the baseline with 2:18 to go in a 39-12 first half of play. Burr Burton with the lead, and they've got the ball, and they look like defending champions. Huckle got it. 3-pointer for Huckle, and defense never reacted and stepped out on it, and 41-12. And Taggart with the basketball. He stopped, start, and started again. Then he stopped again, got it to Cole. He'll pull up, fire, and got it. That was a very tough shot by Scott Cole. And we've gone under 2 minutes to play in the first half, and there'll be a lot of foul up top. Oh, see, that's a killer foul. That's his 3rd foul. He'll have 3 fouls in white now, and that's going to be Austin Biscay with the 3rd foul. But again, it came at the top of the 3-point arc, and now Drew Polino will come in for Austin Biscay, and Pat Bonini will come in for Jordan Cole. You know, and it comes down to the nuts and bolts of the things. On every night, there is a better team. And tonight, you can easily see that Burr Burton is the more gifted, athletic, experienced team. And Taggart taking it to the hole will get fouled, and I believe he'll have shots, even though it's the 16th foul. I believe it was in the act of shooting. No, I believe wrong. All that was wrong. It's on the floor. It'll be all bounced to Bonini, and he'll look to get it in. He'll get it into Taggart. Taggart. No worry, he's going to get the ball into Polino. He'll go to Mitch Blair, and Blair was fouled. 31 will be Cowan picking up the foul. Mitch Blair will be at the line, and he will shoot 2, and that was the 16th foul. First foul on Cowan. And Mitch Blair trying to just kind of chip away at that big lead. And, boy, he got the second bounce to go his way, and that will drop in. And make it 42-15. Burr Burton, and nope, that time it didn't work his way. Cowan will get the rebound as he got great position, used his height, goes to Huckle up ahead, and they'll get the ball, and that was Campbell with the touch. Back to Huckle, he'll cross over. Campbell on the wing, nowhere to go. He comes back to the elbow, and he'll swing it up now to the top of the arc to Cowan. He'll go that side to Hart, and he'll just be patient, patient, patient. If they don't have the push, they'll just run through the half-court offense. And Cowan playing up high right now. They keep saying Cassidy down in the low post. And Huckle had the ball blocked, comes down to Cassidy, and jump ball called as Polino will tie up Cassidy. And ball will go out of bounds on the baseline to Burr Burton. Huckle will take it out of bounds, and all that's happening with 65 seconds to go in the half. Oh, nice catch, nice delivery. Got the basket. And Polino, I think that's his third foul also. And Cowan with a chance to complete the three-point play from the free throw line. The JV game was won by Burr Burton. And I'm sorry, they called Taggart for the foul, and that will be his first personal, team's 9th. And that shot good, and the lead goes to 30 points at 45-15, Burr Burton. Not really shocked by this. It's an awful good, experienced team against a up-and-coming young team, and now they're going to put Taggart on the ball. They want to deny Huckle. Hart got the touch, went back to Huckle. Huckle will cross over, and Huckle will let the trap come back to Campbell. Campbell will find Cowan, and that's the way you break the press, and you knocked out of bounds off from Hart, they say, number 20. And with 41 seconds to go, the ball will go over to Mill River. And James Taggart, making the most out of his playing time tonight, will bring the basketball up for the Minutemen in their home whites on their home court on Munger Vision. Bonini with the ball. He will try to drive baseline, spins, fires hard shot to make as he was on a funny ankle falling away, and we've got a push called, and that will stop the clock with 24.5 seconds to go. And that is the 10th team foul. That will send Campbell, number 14, to the line. And that foul, I believe, is on Bonini. That's his first personal, and I don't believe it anymore. It is on the board. It's official. It is on Bonini, and that will be good. The field goal and free throw percentages for Burr Burton have got to be astronomical right now. That one's going to be a little strong and long, and I believe Cowan will get called for the push, and he will, and it'll be the 1-and-1. No, it's a 1-and-1 the other way. And I just don't know if it's going to be Mitch Blair or Bonini. No, it's going to be Drew Polino. He'll go to the line, and he'll shoot the 1-and-1, and that's only the second foul on Cowan. So he'll be at the line, and they're going to bring Thulander in for Cowan for Burr Burton. Thulander will wear number 21. And in a 46-25 or 46-15 game, Polino will make it 46-16. So lead back down to 30 in Polino. And Mill River got a long way to go tonight. Polino, though, 2 made free throws, and Thulander will set the ball down. Huckle will pick it up, bring it into Hart, and there's again 20 seconds to go, a lot of time on the clock, and he'll bring it back to Huckle, and he'll just let the trap to come to him, and he'll pass around it. Mathematically, if 2 people are on you, somebody else is going to be open, and they find him relatively easy. Huckle working off the screens. They hit 1 3 ball. They'll come off the heart with 6 seconds, 5. And here we go. No. Rebound will come down, and Benini will get the ball. Boy, oh boy. Good looking Burr Burton team. And Mill River going to go to the locker room and try to regroup. They'll be down 46-17 to Burr Burton on Munger Vision at the half. Tyler Jaworski, and will probably be his final half of basketball for Mill River in his career. Bringing the ball into play to another senior out there, Scott Cole. And that's Taggart, the final senior in this troika of seniors, and that's going to be up, no good. Ball lays on the floor, to Cowan. And again, it's a 46-17 lead, and the score really is indicative of how dominant Burr Burton has been, as that Zoolander that got, Zoolander, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the movie, but no, it's Zoolander. And they got down along the baseline and got fouled, and if it's on Biscay, it'll be his 4th. Now it's going to be Taggart, it'll be his 2nd. So 2 shots coming up for Zoolander, and again, Burr Burton, last year's state champions, looking to defend their crown. Going with a very good momentum builder right here tonight. But the kind of game where if you're the Burr Burton coach, your biggest fear is an injury. I mean, no, the game isn't over yet. No, it's not won. But if by the time we end this 3rd quarter, Mill River has not closed the gap to some decent margin, whether it be 15 or 18, it's pretty much time to, well, what a shot by Alan White. Great job by Alan White. Of course, one thing, you've never seen it in last year or this year's teams for Mill River, they have no quit in them. No matter if they're down by 2 or down by 40, they stay right in there and keep playing hard and clean, and that's going to be no good. Tipped around, ball on the floor, still on the floor, and picked up by nobody yet. It'll be Taggart. They'll spin to the basketball. Jaworski looking for the line pass to White. We'll get it there, and a foul by Sire. And then Sire getting up. He took a pretty good shot there. Alan White's a very solid young man, and no shots fall on the floor, and White will take the ball out of bounds. So it's 47-19 Burr Burton. They got the dark green uniforms on. We've seen somebody jam the basketball. And Jaworski, an off-balance shot that time that won't go, and it'll be Anton with the rebound. He'll dribble to the corner. Scott Cole will fall more there. Remember, 1 point, Mill River led 8-6 as Sire waited for the defender to come. It was Cole, and he forced him wider than he wanted to be to take the shot. And we've seen it done with the inside power game of Burr Burton, and we've seen him be able to stand outside and drain 3 balls. They're a very well-rounded, very well-balanced team. Phenomenal defense, like that right there. Great save by Austin Biscay to Scott Cole. The shot was partially blocked, and down to Cowan, and he'll go off now to his teammate on his side, which is going to be course number 11, Dylan Baker. As Baker works off the screen, running one-hander, 2 strong and long, a rebound again. An offensive board kept alive by Cowan, who got the ball off to Baker, and then the steal by Taggart. He was fouled by Anton. It'll be Mill River basketball on the baseline. Jaworski will take it out of bounds. 6:11 to go in the 3rd quarter. It was Seniors Day. Recognize the seniors, cheerleaders, and the senior players for Mill River. And of course, I always like to congratulate the home team, but I also like to say congratulations to the Burr Burton seniors out there on the floor. Jaworski got it. Beautiful shooter, Jaworski. Really good form, nice touch. And the consummate team player out there, and Zoolander will have the basketball, and he'll work to the baseline. Had the defender in the air and pulled the shot down. They'll come back to Dylan Baker, and Baker, 3-ball. Baker a little short this time, and Taggart will have the rebound. Taggart with the push, and Taggart, remember, he started the season off on the bench as he suffered from a appendectomy, he had appendicitis, and so he had to miss a couple of weeks. And now he's out there finishing up his career and looking pretty good tonight, actually. And that's going to be Zoolander with the basketball, and he'll bring it to the arc, to the free throw line, to the baseline, down inside the reversal, and no. I tell you, he didn't get the basket, Anton, but I'll give him style points. That sure looked nice. And White picked up the ball. We'll get it up ahead, and this is going to be Austin Biscay trying his reversal, and it won't go. So they'll kind of settle things down now. Dylan Baker will, with 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and He went through with a shovel shot. There's a rebound. Cowan got on the glass and got fouled, and Cowan will be going to the line, and he should be shooting a couple. Getting a nice mixture of height and speed and athleticism and good chemistry all on this Burr Burton squad. And that will be just a second foul. No, it's going to be on number 13. Of course, that's Scott Cole. That's his first foul for Mill River. It's Cassidy, 25. Kevin Cassidy coming in for Doug Anton for Burr Burton. And Burr Burton went right through the bench. They did a nice job working people in there. They realized they got a little mismatch tonight. Cassidy offensive rebound up, and Alan White just picked up his 4th foul. And I'm waiting to see if they make a move to the bench, and that is 4 fouls, and they're talking down toward Mitch or Bonini. It'll be Bonini coming in, and he'll be taking Alan White's spot with 4:54 to go. That'll be front rimmed by Cassidy, and also Campbell coming in for Thulander for Burr Burton. So Bonini for Mill River coming in, and Campbell, number 14, coming in for Burr Burton. Shot up and good. 49-21, Burr Burton. And James Taggart will have a little space to work with here till he gets up to the arc, and he'll work off the screen. They wanted to roll with Cole, but it didn't happen, and Jaworski would catch fire and have the shot blocked out of bounds by Sire. Ball will go on the baseline out of bounds, and Bonini will take it out of bounds. And he was able to get the ball up top. Nothing happening inside. Came down to Taggart. There's the cut, the dribble, the up fake, and no. And I believe it went off from Austin Biscay out of bounds, and it did. Nice drive to the hole by Scott Cole, just a little hard off the glass, and it'll become Burr Burton basketball. Now look at a little different form of pressure in the backcourt by Mill River, not the all-out pressure, and got a foul on the far side as Sire went down, and Scott Cole will be called for the foul, and it'll be side out as that becomes I believe only the 4th foul on Mill River as a team, and the 2nd foul on Scott Cole. Both of those occurring here in the second half on Scott Cole. Well, a lot of people say, why did you come to this game, Jer? Well, number one, I follow a school. I've always, Mill River's been good to me, and I follow them, and there's a nice basket by Bonini. Number 2, it's Seniors Day, and it's nice to record that historic moment for the parents and grandparents and the players. And number 3, a lot of people didn't get to see last year's defending state champion Burr Burton Bulldogs, and now they can watch them and judge for themselves how good they are. We're going to have a foul called on the rebounding action. And it's on Cassidy, way away from the basketball action. It's going to be on Cassidy, 25 of Burr Burton, and I kind of missed that. And they're going to allow the sub to come in, and it's going to be number 24 coming in. That's John Townsley. And that is a Burr Burton switch. We hit the midway point of the 3rd quarter, 4 minutes to play in a 49-23 basketball game. And we get set. They'll hand it to Bonini. He'll hand it to Taggart. And Taggart will turn around again, and he won't see any defensive pressure until he gets well over midcourt, and that's when Campbell will pick him up, number 14. They'll come off to Jaworski, number 10, a senior. And Jaworski to Cole to Taggart. Baseline. Nice finish by Taggart. Cassidy there holding his ground, trying to draw the foul, then get the call, and that's going to be Campbell with the basketball. And they'll work it up. Campbell to the center of the court to Cassidy. He'll turn, and ball was tipped again, and comes down to Townsley. And great look. And the foul. I'll tell you, that ball touched just about everybody it could on the court, and it still ended up in the right hands. This Cowan got it and was able to be strong enough to actually be held onto and still generate a shot that wasn't that far off from going into the hoop. He's going in 2 shots, though, as he was fouled in the act of shooting. That'll be the 15th foul on Mill River, and the 3rd personal foul on Scott Cole. And now they'll change a Cole for a Cole. As Jordan Cole, number 5, will come in for Scott Cole for Mill River, and then Austin Biscay will sit down, and Drew Polino will come into the basketball game. And these are all Mill River changes that we're talking about right now. And Doug Anton at scores table getting set to check in for Burr Burton, and now they're going to send Mitch Blair over for Mill River, and he'll also come in at the next opportunity. Jordan Cole, though, in the meanwhile, on the court, will get the rebound off that missed free throw. Taggart up, Taggart, no. Rebound will come down to Cowan, and he will find the outlet to Dylan Baker, and Dylan Baker, who's ran the point very well here in this basketball game, and all season long, will bring it into the front court, work off the screen, the switch, the ball tipped away, and he couldn't save it. Now, the reason he wasn't given a technical is he was only smashing, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but my opinion is the refs didn't give him a technical because he wasn't throwing it down in disgust of a call or disgust of an opposing player. He was mad at himself for not just taking care of the basketball. And the ref did go up. Chris did. And he went up and kind of said, no, let's keep it under perspective. Great shot by Jaworski, and he'll get the bucket. 50-27, lead down to 23. And I say down because it was as high as 30 at one point. Anton back in the basketball game. We'll look for Baker on the trail, and Baker sealed off that time by Jaworski. They'll come to Campbell. Campbell will look, gets it to Anton. Oh, what a tremendous pass. And then the block and a foul on Mitch Blair. And now we'll stop the clock with 2:29 to go in the third quarter, and that'll send Eamon Campbell to the line, and he'll be getting a couple free throws for that great execution of the, moving without the ball, and a great pass coming to him, and he went to the hole and got fouled. And that would be the 16th foul on Mill River, and the first foul on Mitch Blair, and that basket will be good. How's that for keeping track of everything? And they will get set, and Campbell's second shot will be as good as his first shot. And Jaworski will come back to meet the basketball, and again, I don't see any pressure, and I can't foresee any more backcourt pressure. That's not to say that it won't happen, but you can still continue to play good, aggressive basketball and not put Jaworski for a three ball that was about as off balance a shot as you'll see from out on the arc. 52-30, and now Dylan Baker will work with the ball with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Cassidy with a touch will swing the ball out to Campbell, and Campbell waits for Baker to come around. He'll catch fire and drain it. Beautiful. I mean, how do you stop that? Because that was just talent right there. To catch, square, and fire in one motion and then drain it. Pretty darn good. Mitchell Blair will get a handle on the ball and bring it out to Jordan Cole, who let it fly by him because it was tipped by Dylan Baker of Burr Burton. So it'll be white basketball, and they'll have it right near the scorers table here at Mill River's home gym. And as Pat Panini gets the penetration, he'll kick it out to Jordan Cole, and he'll drain it for a three-pointer for Jordan Cole. And Jordan, just a junior on this roster, and now he's in the backcourt applying pressure to the basketball, and he'll get it to Doug Anton. Reverse hold, no. So we've had 3 reverse tries here in this third quarter, and we've yet to see a successful one. And that's Townsley over looking for the tap. Anton blocked by Drew Polino, and then the ball will go out of bounds. It was knocked out of bounds by Mill River, and Drew Polino, a big guy himself, able to get up there and get a piece of the ball and say, nah, I don't think so. They'll just lob it in and get it to Cassidy. He'll come up to Campbell, and Campbell looks to Anton, and now Doug's got the basketball, and he's just going to give it back to Campbell with 55 seconds to go in the third quarter. There's the kick out. Townsley's already hit from the outside, passed up the shot this time. Anton put it on the floor, and there's the steal by Mill River, and that's going to be knocked down by Dylan Baker. What a good-looking ball play here. Baker is. He just kind of held back, waiting, and then timed his jump and took care of it. Townsley being guarded by Cole, gave the ball back. Cassidy on the drive. Oh, look at that. Doug Anton with a dunk. Used to see a lot of that here at Mill River, but it would be mostly Kyle Fredette doing it. And that's a lot different than watching the opposing team do it. Tyler Cathon for Springfield had a game-ending dunk here when Kyle Fredette was a senior. And I tell you, that was a pretty monster moment. And Anton really hustling hard, but lost the ball out of bounds. And now we'll have Trevor Catrati coming in for Mill River. He's going to replace Tyler Jaworski with 4 seconds to go in the third quarter. 57-33, Burr Burton. And Campbell stole it, lost it with just 1.1 seconds to go. It will be Mill River basketball. It'll be Bonini taking the ball out right in front of the Mill River bench. Oh, I'm sorry, the Burr Burton bench. I apologize. Jordan Cole's going to count if it goes. Nope. 57-33, the Bulldogs cruising along tonight. Sire, number 13, will bring the ball into play, and he's got Huckle with him, number 10, and that's going to be, of course, number 20, Chris Hart. And Hart will have the basketball. Like I said, everybody on the bench has played, I believe, for the Bulldogs, who's either healthy or eligible. That's going to be Block, Huckle. That was Blair with the block, Huckle with the ball, and then he'll go back to Thulander. He'll give it to Hart, and Hart will swing it over, and Sire. And again, this is what they've done. If they haven't gotten the quick basket, the transitional basket, or the putback off a bunny, they will set up and be very well disciplined in running and executing their half-court offense. Sire won't get the bounce, and Polino having a pretty good game tonight. We'll get the rebound up and out, and Blair passed behind him from Petrati. Will go out of bounds, and they'll turn the basketball over, and it'll become Bulldog basketball. And it looks like there'll be some form of pressure in the backcourt by Mill River. It's Petrati back there, and it's a very soft form of pressure, and they're going to throw up top. Thulander was fouled by Bonini. That'll be shots now, as that becomes a 7th team foul, and Thulander will be going to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Again, it's a good chance for everybody in the Rutland County area to take a look at the defending state champions in Division II, or B Division, or you call it nowadays. And Burr Burton, very well coached, very well, very good discipline, nice clean game. And what I tell you, if you got a couple guys who can dunk the ball, that's always fun to watch. Polino's pass will come to Mitch Blair, and he was fouled by Thulander, and I believe that's going to be Thulander's third personal. Won't be any shots yet. They haven't reached the They have not reached the bonus situation yet. And that will be his third personal foul. They brought back in Scott Cole for Mill River as they set down Bonini. And this is going to be Jordan Cole to Mitchell Blair to the bucket off the glass. No good. Ball will be fouled now. Polino made the push from behind on Cassidy, and that will lead to the 1-and-1. So we'll get down and set up for some free throws. And it is the 8th foul, so it's only the 1-and-1. And Cassidy will take his time, look, and no. Thulander did a good job of getting to the basketball, and I'll catch up to the action now as I was experiencing a very wicked tickle in my throat from my cold. Thulander will cross over, get inside the paint, and draw the foul. And that'll stop the clock at 6:45, and this could be a very long fourth quarter if the play gets real chopped up with fouls like this. And it was a good call, no problem with that. It's just the first 3 quarters really kind of flew by, because neither side really using a lot of timeouts, and Thulander will miss that attempt. And Jaworski and Austin Biscay will come in for Jordan Cole and Drew Polino for Mill River. And it's not like Mill River didn't play well. Burr Burton's just a much better team at this point in everybody's careers. Like I said, Polino played well, Jaworski's played well, everybody's played hard. I mean, it happens, and it's not politically incorrect. Then on nights, somebody's got to win. There's just better teams. Some nights you win and you get a break and you get lucky, but tonight's not one of those nights. This was a win because the better talent, whether it's just more mature, more experienced, or whatever. But it's pretty to watch. I mean, Burr Burton, you got to really appreciate what they're able to do out there as a team. Sire will come into Cassidy, and he wants to lob the ball over, and Hart with the basketball. He wants to go down low to Thulander, and he splits the defense, drags the foot. There's the cut on the baseline, ball on the floor, and jump ball now. Now they'll call the jump ball. happened was I misread that. It was not a jump ball. They called, Burr Burton called a timeout, so they wouldn't lose possession of the ball. And so it's just ball back and bounce from Burr Burton. And it came in from Huckle. And they work it out to Sire, and then Thulander will get it down to Cass, and he'll go up, and that was a big-time block by Blair. And then the steal by Sire, he'll bring it back to Hart, and they'll just recycle the offense now with Huckle. Now Huckle, don't forget, has stood outside the arc and hit some beautiful perimeter shots. And that's going to be coming out to Hart. They'll play a little high-low basketball. And Sire, boy, he turned to fire and just wasn't there. Got it out to Thulander, and nope. Yeah, hit the cable that holds the backboard up, and that'll be considered out of bounds. And the ball will go over to Mill River. Austin Biscay in the ball game, along with Ethan Biscay. These are Mill River lineups. Jaworski out there, and Mitch Blair. And Scott Cole, I've got Scott. There's Scott. And again, this will be the final game for a lot of these seniors ever in high school ball or basketball. I'm not going to play college ball, but tell you what, they gave their all here at Mill River High School. So, you know, a lot of them will go play high school ball or club sports. Scott Cole. And the score is 60-35 now on that made basket. And you can see Hart will get the basketball 5 minutes to go in the basketball game. Thulander with the catch and bounce pass on the wing. Biscay will make the steal, double dribbled. Yeah. And Alan White coming back in the basketball game for Mitch Blair, for Mill River, and White will wear number 42. And that'll be Sire. They'll take the ball out of bounds on the far side. See him call for the break on the ball and gets it into Cassidy. Cassidy wants to wrap the pass down to Thulander, and he'll bring it back. Huckle. Again, he has been very accurate from the outside tonight in this ball game. Thulander had the ball slapped away, and he double dribbled. Yeah, so they will wave off the basket, and they'll just be side out, and Scott Cole will take it out of bounds for Mill River. He'll bring it in. There's Ethan Biscay right there, number 23 for the Minutemen. Lots of underclassmen on this Mill River squad coming back next year. They're looking to mature and get experience so they can become like a Burr Burton. Yes, nice job. Austin Biscay got the ball down low and made it 60-37. And don't forget, Cowan and Anton on the bench for Burr Burton right now. And again, it's a kind of game that Burr Burton's got it wrapped up. You don't want to see a key injury to any of your starters or players like Anton or like Cowan. That's going to be a foul called. Or even Dylan Baker. So they will, they've got the lead. It's all salted away. Sit them down for the rest of the night and don't risk an injury. Especially heading into playoff action, tournament time. And Thulander will be at the line as there's a foul called on the play, and that's going to be the fourth foul on Austin Biscay. And so Thulander, for two chances here, this 10th team foul, and he'll get that one. But the other thing, not only has Burr Burton, played inside and outside offensively, as Sho Aikida comes into the basketball game, number 30, and now everybody has played off the bench for Burr Burton. But they played very good team defense, and they dunked the basketball, but they've shot free throws very well. And that'll be saved by Scott Cole off from Alan White, out of bounds, green basketball. And Adam Jasinski in the ball game. So Jasinski will wear 22, and Aikido will wear number 30, and he's going to take the ball out of bounds for Burr Burton. Aikido will bring it in, and that's going to be Chris Hart with the basketball. Hart will bring it back, and Huckle with the basketball now as they play. Everybody off the bench now. No starters left in the game for Burr Burton. Clock down to 4 minutes to go in the contest. 61-37, Burr Burton. And boy, Hart with a wicked shot. What a tough shot, and he got it. Scott Cole all the way. He'll leave it short. Alan White once on the floor, up short, rebound. Akita will have the basketball, and he will turn, get the thing under control, and shuffle the ball back to Huckle. And Huckle now will be guarded, and Ethan Biscay will be called for the foul, and that's two shots coming up for Huckle. And Taggart will come back in the ball game, number 33 on the second shot for Mill River, as he's at the scorer's table and just awaiting the second shot. And it'll be Biscay coming out of the ball game, and Taggart coming in, the senior, number 33 for Mill River. Like I said, he started the season off having to miss some time because he had his appendix removed. Nice rebound by Austin Biscay, and he'll get it up top, and this is Scott Cole, and Cole gets the ball down to Austin Biscay to the bucket, off the glass and in as he had a leaner and got it to go. Cassidy with the catch. We'll go back to Huckle. He'll make the grab on a pass. It was a tad long, but he'll control it. Hart with the ball will go down low, and Jasinski got the defender in the air. It won't go. Nice move by Jasinski, and then Austin Biscay forced to bring the basketball up as Aikita got in there and kept it away from Jaworski momentarily, but it is Jaworski who eventually got the ball to Cole, and he'll fire. No good. Rebound. They boxed out White very nicely, and it's going to be Huckle with the ball, and 2:51 to go on seniors night here at Mill River. Burr Burton's got it salted away, 63 to 39. Cassidy to the hole, got it. Taggart quickly into the front court to White, and offensive foul. Yeah, and White will foul out, and there will be no shots on that. You know it's a 10th foul. It's an offensive foul, and the ball will just go out of bounds too. Burr Burton. Now I want to see who they're going to bring in. I didn't know if I missed. No, they have not brought by the ball game yet. I think it's going to be Drew Polino, and that's what they'll have is Polino coming in. And Drew's played very well tonight. Allen played very well. He just got to get over that, getting a lot of foul trouble here when you see him play. And it is Polino coming in for Alan White. So we're good to go again with 2.5 minutes to go in the basketball game. Now Aikita with the ball being guarded by Jaworski, and he let the trap come to him. Then went to Huckle on the far side, and Huckle across the timeline. Huckle will go behind the screen. Huckle to the arc, and he's hit 3-pointers tonight, but he didn't take the shot this time. And Hart with the basketball, and he'll come back up top, and they're going to run a little weave, run some clock, and Jasinski flashing through the paint. There's the drive, there's the give, and they want to get just what they're trying to do, and I can understand this, is bench players like Jasinski and Aikita. They're trying to get them some baskets so they can join the scoring tonight for Burr Burton. And that many teams do things just like that for teams mates that don't get a lot of playing time. Hart off the screen, lost the ball, goes to Jasinski, up ball. Cole will pick up the foul, and Jasinski will be going to the line, number 22, and that stopped the clock with 2 minutes to go in the contest. And it's a good time to thank Mill River Union High School. And, you know, I get to talk to their assistant principal, Mr. Wallet, and he's a real cool guy, and I'd like to thank him for allowing me to do the sports here and videotape it for Mill River. And I'd like to thank Coach Seward and Coach Crawford, very nice guys, very accessible to their program. And in the women's program, I'd like to thank them. And I'd like to thank the athletic director, Rob Black, for allowing me to do the boys and girls basketball, the boys and girls soccer, and the softball programs here at Mill River. Can they recognize the benefit and how much of a benefit it is to the Mill River community to get their games taped and put on public access television so that grandmothers, aunts, and uncles who can't make the game can still see their grandchildren play, or their nieces and nephews, or if the children need tapes for colleges, they can always tape it off television and have stuff for college tapes to send in. Also, it records a moment in history that these players or parents can look back on in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It's a valuable asset, and I'm glad that Mill River is very smart enough to realize that fact, because you'd be surprised at the big shots out there who don't think it's a benefit to have their games taped and recorded and allowed to play out there for alumni or grandparents or the so forth. But thank you very much, Mill River. And 3-second violation, and the ball will go over. 68-41, Burr Burton with the basketball. They got the lead, they got the ball, and Mitch Blair coming in for Mill River. He'll replace Austin Biscay. And that's Cassidy with the ball. He'll come back to Huckle, and Huckle will cross over, and Huckle into the front court. Huckle will bring the ball down to Aikita, and Aikita looking to make the move. Turns, fires, gets it on the baseline. Jasinski up, reverses, blocked, and Cassidy fouled. Boy, there are all kinds of limbs flying around down there, and not really sure who's going to collect the foul. 1-1. That'll be Polino with the foul called on him, and that'll send Cassidy to the line. Kevin Cassidy, number 25. For Burr Burton in the dark uniforms, the green uniforms out there. And they're going to end the season with a very impressive showing, 68-41. And also, you know, Mill River kind of shows you they've won 2 games this year, and they've had some close calls. But here they are at the end of a game and still battling hard and giving all 100%. And no. Polino will get the basketball. He wants to outlet it, and he will. Get it up to Scott Cole. And Cole 13 in the front court, 51 seconds and a whistle. And I got to tell you the truth, I missed the call. It's going to become Burr Burton basketball. It was a violation, not a foul, because, well, it could have been a foul, but there's no shots coming up. And Jasinski on the floor, Taggart with the basketball. I actually think it was a carry on the ball is what the turnover was. And then a fall before the shot. It's going to only be the 6th team foul, and it will be out of bounds on the baseline too. Jaworski out there to finish up his career at Mill River. Gets it into Polino, and he'll come back to Cole, catch fire, no. Rebound. There's all 3 seniors on the floor for Mill River. That's a nice finishing touch no matter what the score is. They'll be on the floor for their final 29 seconds of their Mill River career. And Aikita got blocked, and it was Mitch Blair with the block, and Taggart tips the ball to his teammate Cole. 16 seconds to go in the basketball game, and offensive foul. Scott Cole going to the bench, and I think he thinks he's fouled out. Coach Seward talking to him. Oh, he's right. He knew the math. That is the 5th foul. So he will foul out and get a very nice hand from the Mill River fans as he is a senior. And looks like Ethan Biscay will come back into the basketball game for Mill River. Yes, it is Ethan. And after all this dust will settle, it's still 69-41. Burr Burton with just 13 seconds to go. And the Bulldogs will have the basketball. And that's Taggart on the ball defensively. They'll get into Aikita, and Jaworski, I told you, never quits. Taps the ball out of bounds, and he'll force Burr Burton to try to bring it in play again. And they get it in, Cassidy. To Huckle, and Huckle will break the timeline with just 8 seconds, 7. They want Aikita to shoot, and he's sealed off with just 2 seconds, 1 second. Cassidy, that's the ball game, and congratulations to all the seniors on the floor for both teams. Final score is 69-41. Burr Burton with the impressive win over Mill River.